Hi, my name is Kara Ford, and today we are going to speak about the expectancy violation theory. That is chapter 7 in our book by Griffin in 2012. The expectancy violation theory was brought about by Judy Burgoon, and she was is a professor at the University of Arizona, and she founded this theory, and of course, this is one of her areas of expertise. And so Judy Burgoon, Professor Burgoon, goes on to say the expectancy theory is based on the uncertainty reduction theory, and it aims to explain the unexpected behaviors of humans while interacting. And this is verbal and nonverbal communications. And kind of, as you can see here, I have everybody in a meeting room having a verbal discussion, and then non-verbally, you can kind of tell the communication that's going on between these two cute little ones here in this picture. So she defines this as a personal space, an invisible variable, which is a volume of space that's surrounding an individual that defines the individual's preferred distance from someone else. Griffin points out in our book, in chapter 7, the personal space concept that was identified by Illinois Institute of Technology anthropologist Edward Hall. Hall defines the term proxemics. So this is the study, according to culture, of the personal space proxemics. So 0 to 18 inches. This is your core family. This is people that you're intimate with. Your personal friends, your extended family, is your personal proxemic. And then you've got your social, who are your acquaintances and your colleagues, and that's 4 to 10 feet of space. And the public, which is 10 feet, and infinity is just a stranger, someone that's passing you at the bus station you don't know anything about. Your proximity is wide. You don't let them into your personal zone. So Hall suggested that we need to adapt to nonverbal spaces culturally and be able to adjust our behaviors to suit these different cultures. Personal space in different countries is different. Where in Japan it might be very close proximity somewhere, or in America we have our standards here culturally as well. So he's saying how close you normally stand to someone else when you're talking to them depends on who you're talking to and what circumstances. And again, this is different in different cultures. But with this, Burgoon believes that it's not that she doesn't agree with this, but she thinks there are some times where this rule needs to be broken to kind of stimulate this, in early theory, to stimulate the arousal of the brain. Because when you do something that's not normal in a sense, and it's outside the box of these proximities, excuse me, it's a personal space invasion, and that creates sometimes a feeling of discomfort, but it also arouses the brain and provokes some thinking, and it causes awareness of the situation that just occurred, and it causes the person to step back and have to think about you and think about this. So Burgoon believes this needs to be broken to kind of stimulate this arousal sometimes, instead of just not ever invading anybody's personal space, because ultimately this could be a good thing. So, and this can cause them actually to review what they think about relationships, and later in studies through the year, she changed her terminology of brain arousal to mean like your mental alertness, which set more of a narrowed focus onto the violator, and which opened it up to larger study, larger focus, because now this allowed them to focus on nonverbal communication as well. And realizing that this could not only take place during a spatial interaction, but also could take place via nonverbal communication, which broadly opened it up. So this became the expectancy violation theory. So in order to understand what she means by the expectancy violations theory, we have to understand the three elements of this concept, which are expectancy, the violation valence, and the communicator reward valence. So when we're talking about expectancy, Griffin gives us a definition of this being what people will predict will happen in a certain outcome. So there's factors that can help you understand this context, their culture, your relationship, or is this a personal relationship? Is this a relationship that is between you and your boss? That's a professional relationship. And so there's also sex, race, demographics that kind of define the expectancy, what someone will expect out of a situation. So with the violation valence, perceived positive or negative value assigned to breach the expectations regardless of the violator. So what this is saying is, do we find that act good or do we perceive it to be bad? Can we process this through something that we like? If we don't like it and the valence is negative, we kind of do less than is expected according to Burgoon. And if we do like it, then we do more. We go further with this. And then the third, communicator reward valence, it is the sum of the positive and negative attributes that are brought into the encounter plus the potential reward or punish in the future. It kind of goes back to what can I obtain out of this situation? What can I get out of this relationship? Or what can I get out of this encounter? So, this has been used to, well, he gives us an example. Griffin gives us an example of Paul Mongal, a professor at Arizona State. He uses the example of this as being a first date. So stating that men usually ask the women out, but if a woman asks the man out, a man really likes it, but automatically assumes it's a sexual intimacy type deal, when in all reality, women don't expect that and are less likely to be this way. And so again, Griffin gave us kind of that overview. So in all, when testing Burgoon's theory, it's not foolproof. And it continues to be a work in progress. But as he states in this chapter, and this is actually one of my favorite lines that I read in this chapter, he says, one of the reasons that I choose to write about her and about her theory and her ideas is that the current version of this is an excellent example of how ideas continually are revised as a result of empirical disconfirmation. And that's Griffin, 2012. And as she demonstrated, in science, failure can lead to success. And I think that's absolutely true. By ruling out things that aren't true, we can find our answers and lead ourselves into success. And thank you.